As a child, one of the most frequently asked questions by adults is usually, what do you want to be when you grow up? While most children would have a myriad of career choices, for the now 35-year-old Dr. Caleb McCloggan, his answer was always a medical doctor. His childhood dream made reality through countless sacrifices and sheer determination. Dr. Caleb, who was born in Stewartville on the west coast of Demerara, but spent his childhood at farm on the east bank of Essequibo, in August became the first Guyanese endocrinologist in the country. Endocrinologists are medical doctors who specialize in diagnosing and treating health conditions related to problems with the body's hormones, hormonal glands, and related tissues. As such, while becoming a medical doctor was high on his agenda, his dream of becoming an endocrinologist was birthed from some personal experiences with his mother. So what were these personal experiences that spiked Dr. Caleb's interest in endocrinology? The answer was revealed during an exclusive interview with the brilliant doctor on Wednesday.
That she spoke to me, she said, man, I'm not feeling well. I'm not feeling well, not feeling like myself. And she said she went to this medic in Purica, because I'm from the west coast of Demerara, in Purica, through a street that they call Pet Shop Street. I can't remember the medic's name, but I can remember clearly she mentioned the medic, and the medic said her sugar was high.
3 days after this conversation, his mother died of a stroke triggered by her diabetes. For Caleb, this was an eye-opening experience.
This is where this actually hit home at that point in time. I can remember clearly, in my first year of medicine after that happened, I can remember clearly realizing that Guyana at that point in time had no endocrinologist. When I started to get into medicine, I realized that an endocrinologist is someone who studies diabetes. And then you look at the prevalence worldwide, it's so high.
Realizing that the country was in dire need of someone to provide this specialized care, Dr. Caleb ventured to Cuba on a scholarship in 2018, where he spent the last 3 years acquiring the knowledge necessary to effectively respond to diabetes and other illnesses in Guyana. And now that his hard work has paid off and he has this distinguished title to his name, his first aim is to curb the prevalence of diabetes in Guyana, which he believes can be achieved through early screening.
All these patients shared something very common to what my mom may have experienced. None of them got screening. None of them knew that they were diabetic until it's either a source not healing properly, until you have to amputate a foot, either their kidneys are actually damaged or until they're actually losing their sight. And when that happens, that means that person may have been diabetic on an average of 8 to 10 years before you start to see complications, especially in type 2 diabetes.
In 2019, Guyana's diabetes prevalence was 11.6%. According to Dr. Caleb, while he is aware that there has been advancements with response to diabetes in Guyana, there is need for more reinforcements.
One of my focus will be to create awareness so that we can start screening these patients a bit more early. Once you have the risk factors, we screen them to get them help as soon as possible to actually, in some cases, reverse or slow the progression of diabetes.
To this end, Dr. Caleb is hoping to work closely with the Ministry of Health to develop these strategic policies to target Guyanese who are pre-exposed to chronic illnesses, especially diabetes. And now that the COVID-19 virus has more adverse effects on those suffering from chronic illnesses, it is Dr. Caleb's hope that Guyanese will view early screening for diabetes as a necessity. Reporting for the HGP 90 News, Kendell Richmond.